Hello, and welcome to Hebrew Lesson 1. I am by no means an expert or qualified to teach Hebrew, but since we're going through this together, I did take a year of Hebrew, so I have some basics down. That year of Hebrew was 17, 18 years ago, so I've forgotten most of it. So some of this we're going to be learning together, but I figured the best way to start is to learn the alphabet. So um, I'm going to go over, I think, the first three letters just to make this easy to digest. And we'll slowly go through the letters, and then we can start putting them together and get some vocab down. Um, in case you've forgotten, Hebrew writes from right to left. So that's one of the harder things to get used to it in the beginning. Once you get used to it, it's not a big deal and you forget you're doing it. So the first letter is Aleph. That's supposed to touch, I just stopped too soon. Because we're so used to English A, even Greek alpha, we're used to that being a vowel. A lot of people want that to be a vowel. It's silent. It's a consonant. It used to be the guttural something sound. I don't know because no one does it anymore. But now it's just silent. There will be a vowel that comes after it. So in Hebrew, every syllable starts with a consonant. Whether it's the silent one or B, G, D, whatever, it's going to start with a consonant. It can end with a vowel or a consonant, but it always starts with a consonant. In this case, where you start with an aleph and it's silent, vocally you start with a vowel, but in writing you start with a consonant. Okay, so that's aleph. Next is bait. Now, there's a little dot you put in the middle of some letters, and it's called a dagesh. And a dagesh, it does two different things. We're only going to talk about one today. It kind of hardens the sound of the letter. So in this case, even though it's bait and it sounds like it'd be a B, it's a V sound. So actually, if you put these two letters together and had an A vowel at the bottom, it'd be Av, which is father. But if you put the dagesh in there, now that's a B. I don't know what word that would be, but it would be pronounced Ab. And the last letter we're going to learn today is Gimel. So we're used to ABC. This is Aleph, Beit, Gimel. Gimel, like it sounds, is a G sound. So my handwriting's terrible. There's a Gimel. Gimel, just like Beit, can take a dagesh, but it doesn't have the same hardening it does with a bait. It's not like a V from a B. It's still a G. Just kind of think of it as in English, sometimes you can have a G that's more of a J, and then sometimes more of a G. Kind of the same idea. But for our purposes, no one's really going to get upset one way or the other if you're not perfect on it. So yeah, here we go. Aleph, Beit, Gimel. Writing from right to left. So those are the first three letters. I didn't count. I want to say there's maybe 25 letters or so. So it won't take us forever to get through it. Then we'll learn the vowels. There's only a few vowels. And there are no, like the original Hebrew does not have vowel markings. They just know. Vowel markers are added for people like us trying to learn Hebrew, which is why there aren't actual vowel letters. It's just markings usually below, every now and then at the top. But like, for example, let's forget the gimels there. Pretend there's no dagesh. It's just the aleph, bait. So it'd be Av. There's an A. Av. If none of that's there. We'll go over the rest later, but just to give you an idea of what you'd be looking at. So there's Hebrew lesson 1. We'll slowly go through the alphabet, and then we'll start putting words together and learning a few grammar rules. And before you know it, we'll be reading the Bible.